Hi, my name's Kevin Piccone and I wrote the application Dtab. We just released this for free and it's pretty old software though, you have to bear with it. It was written back in 1999, so it's 20 years old. Here we have the application loaded and executing. It's maximized to full screen. Pretty much we have all the things you should expect to see in a tab editor. We've got our bars of music. We've got our little staff over here. If you're new to this, each row represents a particular sound on the drum set. The top line there is the cymbal line in this particular example. I've got a ride cymbal line below that, a hi-hat, which is what the HH abbreviation stands for, tom 1, tom 2, snare drum, floor tom, and bass drum 1. We can change that. We can go up to edit, go to kit, and we can select if we want 2 bass drums perhaps. Now every bar has that configuration, so we have a new row for that line. The second bass drum is also used for hi-hat foot splashes. Not important now, but maybe you might find that useful later on. Let's make our very first bar. Now there's 2 ways that you can do it. We can use the keyboard interface, and I know the keys, so you might find this a bit weird, but there's a key for hitting the bass drum. In this case, it's Z. Since our edit control is set to 8th note, our editing cursor will step forward 1/8 note every time I press to play a note. Or if I move the cursor forward or back with the arrow keys. So if I want to put some hi-hat, make a bar of common time, for example, the hi-hat line, or the hi-hat is the Q character on the top row. Okay, so we've got our hi-hat part. We go back, we go to the snare drum line, which is the A character. So Q, A, Z represents the primary sounds of your drum set, pretty much. Your hi-hat, your snare drum, and your bass drum. So drop our snare drum hits in on 2, go forward to 4, go back, and we can insert a kick drum on 3. To play it, we move our cursor down here. Well, we can do it from the keyboard, but we use the cursor one for the time being. Just hit the play icon, and it will play that bar. At this point, I'll just stop that. At this point, it will loop that bar, even though it's it's set to bar mode down here. So when playback is set to bar mode, it will just play whatever bar we are currently over. So if I move to this bar here and play it, we will get nothing. There's no notes on that bar as yet anyway. If we go to section, we can have, so you can set it to play like a verse and just loop that verse. So as you can go through and build up what notes you need to have. Or song mode, which will play through every section that's in the song. Okay, now since Dtab was first created without mouse interface, believe it or not, it was actually at the time there was only like a slightly customized text editor for making drum tabs, and I wanted to have a program that would do automated output and playback primarily, but there just wasn't one. So I wrote this thing, and it's still around. Amazing, isn't it? Okay, so to grab a bar that we are currently looking at, in this case it's highlighted here, or to grab this bar we just hit Control C for control copy. We move to bar 4 and hit Control V for paste. So we don't have to worry about inserting or anything like that. It'll take care of it for us. We go back to here and we paste in. We are overwriting the notes in bar 3. Now, if there are notes present, this is where it gets interesting. If let's say I go to bar 5 and I place a bass drum on and. Now you might expect that this will be removed when I write over the top of it. If I paste into it now, Control V, and it was. There you go. There are different modes that copy and paste work for hidden away up in here in preferences. I won't bore you with that stuff straight off. There's a bunch of different things you can mess around and change. We'll keep it there. Let's say I've got this bar here, bar 2, and I want to remove it. I can go down the bottom. We've got bar delete. Hope you can see that on screen. Click and it draws the bars beyond it back. That bar's now gone. Very simple song, isn't it? I'm using the mouse now, as you can see. To place a note, we just click on the row that we wish. So I guess initially it can be a bit confusing, and it will play the sound as we click. So our rhythm is some common time, and then we've added an end on the bass drum. So we've got a 3-and bass drum beat. Let's remove that note there, and we'll push it to the and only. To remove notes, there's different edit modes, as I was just saying, but the default's to override. So if I place a note over the top of something, it will remove it. We'll put a note on and we'll remove that one there. And back to here. So we've got a 4-bar sequence in 4/4. Let's try playing it back, and we'll play it in section mode. We'll adjust our tempo to see if we're sort of feeling it at what speed. Hit play. It's a bit fast. That's more like it. You can just pull the tempo bar up and down. Or got some presets at the top here if you want to. Way down to 42. If I hit change, now the tempo of the whole song is set to 42. Because we only have one tempo point in the whole song. But I'll hit cancel. It should just go back to normal. Once I've created my tab, and we've done a very simple job so far, we go up to File and Save As. Now, there are different ways we can save the document. It's important to understand this. When you save use Save As from Dtab, you are saving in Dtab's own format. When you share those files to other people, they will not be able to view them unless they have Dtab. So if you want to save the file as a Dtab file so you can come back tomorrow and edit it again, then that's what you should be saving as. If you're finished with the whole thing and you just want to export the thing as tab, then you want to use the export control. Let's just call this test. Because we haven't given it a song name up here, it's untitled. Let's do that, sorry. If I click on song or artist up here, this box, our song title information should come up. We'll call our song First Test. And it's just by some idiot. Me. Seems okay. It's showing us this information up here as well. When I go to Save As now, it should, yeah, so it's put our artist and song name together to give us a bit of a help with our file name. So if I've just gone into the Dtab file folder in my documents and we'll just hit save. And that's it for saving. Since we've set a song name and an artist name, it's in the title bar now. I go back and hit new. We've cleared that song out of memory and it's gone. To reload it, we could go reload, which should show us what files that were loaded or imported recently. In this case, it was some idiot first test. Let's click on it, and it's loaded again. You'll notice that the song length is different, isn't it? And that's because it'll truncate the song in memory to only include the bars that you've edited. If I just go down to here and hit forward, it'll ask me, do I want to expand the song buffer? Yep, please do that. Adds a bunch of bars to the song so I can just keep working on it there if we like to. If I saved it again, it would save only the first 4 bars. Unless I put something down here, say on bar 13 or something. If I want to export the song now as tablature, go down to export. 2 different options, tab or MIDI. MIDI is a different, well, it's a music format really. It's quite an old format now, but anyway, let's just select tab. We've got a whole bunch of information here that we can customize at this point. We won't do that for this video, but that's some things that you can mess around with. You can add this information here if you like. What album is it from? What drummer is it? The running time if you feel like you need to. Let's hit the preview button at the bottom. So let's formatted this out as text. What you will notice is that it will strip out rows that aren't being played to save space really. And Dtab songs have this general structure when you export. The details of the song, the timing at the top of the page, and then just followed by the actual track itself. Here we can save to disk from here if we like. Give it a file name and hit save. We could have done that from here directly. This says export tab button down the bottom. Same deal. Click this and we're exporting. Well, in this case, it's filling in the file name for us. Hit save and we are done. To import a tab, now importing is used to convert tablature that's in a text file format or that you've cut and pasted from a website, for example. Just go to import tab. We can import a file that's from on disk, or we could just cut and paste the material directly into the window here. Now, importing is actually a bit of an art form, as turns out to be. Let's pick out some idiot file. That's our text. We can just modify it any way we like. Let's say we want to get rid of that or something for whatever reason, I don't know. Up to the import window, or the import button I should say, and click import. And it's imported our information back, or it's deciphered it back from the text file. Okay, that's about all I wanted to show you. Excuse my voice. God, man. That's about all I wanted to show you at this point. It's way overdue to have some videos out there about Dtab. Have any questions or whatever, ask in the comments below. I have noticed some bugs with one with this release with 1.05, and we will address them as soon as possible. But anyway, thanks for watching, and keep drumming and have a good time with it, and I'll see you later. Bye.